Welcome to Aeronauts. Today we will see how zero gravity flights are possible. So let's move on to the video. Recently, two businessmen, that is Richard Branson and one more is Jeff Bezos, went into the near the edge of the space with their own uh, flight vehicle, which is manufactured by their company. So this is Richard Branson's Virgin Galactic flight vehicle. So this flight vehicle, which he went, was taken by two different aircrafts.
As we speak, our spaceflight system is comprised of two vehicles in a mated configuration. Our mothership Eve, named thoughtfully by Richard after his late mother Eve, and spaceship Unity, named by the late Stephen Hawking as a vehicle that will unite the world through space. Spaceship pilots are also going to push the stick all the way forward to prepare for release. And things happen pretty quickly after the release, so the pilots are going to light the rocket motor and they're going to accelerate in level flight until they reach Mach 1, at which point they'll start what we call the gamma turn, where we turn
Which had jet engines. So these aircrafts took on another aircraft which consists of a rocket motor. So this aircraft travels around to 15 kilometer and then ejects the another aircraft which has a rocket motor, and this rocket motor then blasts off itself into space and it's near the edge of the space. So the distance traveled by this vehicle is nearly 90 kilometers. So at the edge of the space in nearly 90 kilometers, Jeff Bezos felt weightlessness. In this picture, it is being shown. So he didn't even cross the edge of the space, which is 100 kilometer, which we normally call as one Kármán line. So, but he reached around 90 kilometer and felt weightlessness, and later he came back to the earth. So while re-entry, his tail fins were just refolded, and then he glided on and landed back on the earth. So this was the first private company which has been tested to launch aircraft into space by jet engine mode. So later on, followed by this, it was Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin. So in this, it was normal a flight rocket, which had a payload in which in this payload where Jeff Bezos and his teammates were sitting. So this rocket took off and then it moved to space, and after that the payload got ejected from the launch vehicle, and later the launch vehicle reached back to the earth. So this payload, uh, it crossed the one Kármán line. So this vehicle had traveled above the edge of the space. So we can say that Jeff Bezos has traveled to space in this flight vehicle. So later on, when we compare Blue Origin with the Galactic, we can say that this has cost one Kármán line and this hasn't cost. And here the vehicle type is rocket, and here it is high altitude aeroplane, which had another vehicle which had a rocket motor. So this Virgin Galactic had a new approach in traveling to space. So next, so can this weightlessness be felt in the atmosphere? Where can it be possible? We can see that this is actually possible using a normal aircraft which we normally fly. So how it happens is, when an aircraft takes off and then at around 25,000 feet, when it makes an nose up dive, so around 45 degree when its nose is high, and later on when it moves in the straight path, weightlessness is produced. That is, as the aircraft moves up, there is a gravity increase. So means it reaches around 1.5 g, 1.8 g, like that. Later on when it moves in the constant straight path, the gravity felt is almost zero. So at this point, the aircraft will feel the people in the aircraft will feel weightlessness.
That's incredible. To space.
Unbelievable.
I did everything you got it with me.
Fantastic.
Here, look.
dives back at 20-degree nose low. So this is the main parabolic path which is traveled by the aircraft to achieve weightlessness. So this is how it is goes when 45-degree nose. Later on, when it comes back straight, there is a normally weightlessness, and this lasts only about 15 seconds maximum, and later on it dives back. So this kind of parabolic trajectories gives us weightlessness in the atmosphere itself. This is actually not more than 10 kilometers. At the 10-kilometer altitude we can feel the zero gravity, and it lasts around very few seconds. So these are some of the images we can see. Here we can see Stephen Hawking traveling in that aircraft where he felt weightlessness. And recently in the news there was shown that Usain Bolt had won even a race in zero gravity, and he had also traveled in the same flight. You can see in the net regarding to that video, or else it is shown. Here, actually, three pilots need to automate this flight. One will control the pitch, other will control the roll, and one will coordinate to look up to the systems and also coordinate the thrust and speak to the radio to the base. So here there is additional joystick is provided which controls both the joysticks. Means if one joystick is moved, the other joystick also moves along with it. So when one controls the pitch, other controls the roll. So for roll, the pilot holds a rubber band, as you can see, to just adjust if the movement is gone wrong. So this is how three pilots are needed for this flight to run. So later, this kind of activities is available in company known as Heroji. It is an European company. So here they have modified a flight where you can experience a zero gravity. So cost for this ride is nearly 5 lakh to 7 lakh per flight for just to 10 to 15 parabola over 10 minutes. And you can experience along 22 seconds of zero gravity at each parabola. So it will be, you can travel nearly 10 parabolas for over 10 minutes, and later you will experience 22 seconds of zero gravity at each parabola. So this is very costly flight. If you want an experience, you can go and visit this company, and you have to pre-book this flight very early, since almost every flights have been booked of 2021 and 2022 till August have been booked. You have to book it early if you need to experience this. So European Space Agency actually gives this program free to the students, but they should for the thesis. For this, they should have their uh, thesis done, and it should be related. You should experiment this in the microgravity, and also there are a lot of provision to be get selected. And if anyone in studying with the European space, any of the universities, you can go and register here. This is about zero gravity flights. I hope you like this video. Thank you.